Joe Stowell here. One of my favorite verses in the Psalms is Psalm 90:12, where we read, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." That verse becomes really important because I have to tell you, today's my birthday. Don't ask. I'm trying not to think about how many candles I'll have on the cake. But it hasn't always been like that. There was a time that I loved having birthdays. Turning 5 was really big. And I couldn't wait for the birthdays that qualified me to go to high school, to get a driver's license, and to become a legal adult. Back then, people who were 35 seemed really ancient to me. But let's face it, time marches on, and looking in the mirror, you begin to feel that it's marching right across your face. The real wake-up call is when you get an invitation in the mail to join American Association for Retired Persons and to qualify for senior discounts. I hate to sound so grumpy, but to this day, I refuse to join the Old People's Club or to claim any discounts. Yet, I've come to realize that there is something important about having mile markers in life. They force us to stop long enough to measure where we are in life and to assess the true significance of what we are devoting our time and attention to. When I hit the ancient mark of 35, I remember feeling like a kid who had a $5 bill and had spent half of it any way he wanted, only to realize that he only had $2.50 left. I figured if I only had half of my life left, I wanted to spend it in wise and fruitful ways. I wanted to minimize my regrets and maximize my opportunities. Things of long-term significance, like my wife and kids, became far more important to me. How I used and where I spent my money took on a greater sense of significance, and the work of Christ through me became a more pressing priority. And thinking about the work of Jesus reminds me that birthdays also help us keep in mind that year by year we are closer to our final destination. One of the wisest things we can do is to remember that the only thing of true value here is what we do for eternity. Using your time, talents, emotions, energy, and cash, all for the cause of Christ on this earth, will result in rewarding outcomes in heaven. Imagine stepping onto the other side and realizing that we have brought nothing with us of eternal worth. Think of looking into the face of Jesus and realizing that the only things we have with us are the wood, hay, and stubble of earthside stuff. If we don't let the markers of life remind us of how close heaven is, we may make the mistake of pouring our lives into the bottomless bucket of all that doesn't really make a difference after all. Thank God for birthdays. They remind us that life is short and that heaven is near. If you take them seriously, you may just stand a chance of making it home with more than an empty bucket.